Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to week 3.
What's up, guys?
Week 3 of the Good Pickins podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you feeling tonight?
Pretty good, man. Just finished a little gym sesh, man. I had to train some hamstrings because I'm getting old, right? I was consolidating my storage unit the other day, and I don't know if you've seen the short that I put out, but I got these shelves with boxes on them, and I consolidate everything by taking it and stuffing it into the box next to it, and then I do this all the way till it gets to the end.
That makes
Well, I
sense.
do this by taking the boxes out, sitting them on the ground, consolidating them, picking them back up, and sitting them back on the shelf. So it's like a whole body workout, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed my hamstrings were killing me the last time I did it. I was like, dude, I gotta stop ducking leg day, man, and give me some rec. So went in there, smashed hams today, man, and here we are. This is the after effect.
Bro, the leg press machine, I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
That thing is like my favorite workout machine. I
all the
love
leg too, man.
I love doing legs, man.
I put like 8 plates on there and smash it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But no, I mean, like when you are pulling stuff like that though, I mean, it does get tiring. Like even going into the bins, multiple
Mhm.
hours a day, like
Right.
I mean, well, especially cuz you're like hunched over weirdly,
Mhm.
and you're moving all this weight, like no wonder I
Yep.
got lower back pain from
I hear people say all
reselling.
the time, my shoulders hurt, when they're like
Yeah.
going through the clothes and they're like pulling clothes out and stuff that's stuck under other clothes. And yeah, it could be a bit of a shoulder workout. It could be a bit of a back workout. So
No,
you
for
kind of got to be
sure.
physically fit if you want to hit the bins for hours a day.
No, for sure, for sure.
Definitely.
Especially if you're getting to that age. Like,
Yeah.
if we were
I
if
mean,
we
we
were
ain't no
super
spring
young.
chickens, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
Yeah.
remember doing all sorts of dumb stuff like back
Yeah.
in the day and my body didn't care, you know?
Definitely.
So,
Yeah. I knew a guy, he said, man, as soon as I turn 30, man, I start feeling everything. And then so I said, well, how do you feel now? Because he was 50. He was like, I hate it. He was like, I hate life. I was like, oh, man, you're not giving me much hope here, bro.
yeah, exactly. Like I just want to maintain just like a decent enough body so I don't feel like crap at the age of 50.
Right. Yeah, me too. I want to be able to run on the treadmill when I'm 50.
Right, right. What's up ATL Flippers? How's it going?
What's
How's it
going
going?
on, Derek and Jasmine?
Yeah, how you
Sorry,
guys doing
man.
tonight? How
Let
you
me
guys
hop
doing?
in this chat here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We should have. See, the thing is, guys, like the way that Marcus does it on his end is almost completely different than the way I do it on my end. So we're figuring
We
it
use
out.
different software, guys. So,
Yeah,
we're finessing it.
we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
What's up, Ellen Michelle? How you guys
Yeah.
doing?
What's
Welcome,
going on, Ella
welcome.
Michelle? Appreciate you guys hanging out.
Yes, yes. What's everyone been up to today as far as either picking or reselling? Tell us about your days, or just tell us
Yeah.
anything. You know,
Yeah, right.
we're here
Let's
to
hear
talk
it
about.
all.
Yeah, but no, going back to the working out thing, like that's the one reason that I mountain bike is like I have to have something to keep the blood flowing, because
Right.
that is real stuff though. Like once you turn 30,
Yeah.
it's
And reselling is a kind of a stagnant job as it is, you know what I mean? Like there's not
yeah,
very much demand in it. Like it can be physically challenging. Like if you stand all day and list like I do, then it gets a little bit rough. Or if you sit all day long, even sitting all day is
yeah,
not good for you either. So
no,
kind of got to get up, get moving, get the blood flowing, man.
no,
Muscle
that
loss is brutal.
I actually thought about the way that my listing station is set up.
Mhm.
I think we've talked about this before, I don't know. But I kind of wanted a station where I stand up to list
Yeah.
because I find myself sitting in really awkward positions. Like I'm
Okay.
hunch over a lot and
Yeah.
it's really weird and it's just
So I've seen your listing station before. Your table's fairly low compared to your chair, isn't it? Or is it what is it?
no.
Is it like desk level?
The problem the problem honestly is the way that my basement floor slopes.
Okay.
So I'm leaning back if in a natural position
Mhm.
because the floor slopes
Right.
inward like to drain the basement if it floods or
Gotcha.
whatever. So like I find myself hunching over to like get closer to the desk,
Okay.
So I don't know.
So yeah, man, that makes sense. For me,
Yeah.
I stand the whole time. The whole time I'm listing, I stand. So
That's
like
good though.
from time to time, I'll like take a pause and I'll sit, towards the end of it. But for the most part, I stand. I'm probably going to end up changing the way I list soon. I just got to get a camera because right now I'm taking photos on my phone and then I list every item immediately from start to finish. I don't do like take all my pictures at one time, or
I don't
or do
either.
all my. But I'm getting ready to start that. So
Really?
what I'm getting ready to start doing is I'm going to try and see if it's faster. I'm listing 30 a day right now, and it takes me about 4 hours. But I'd
Yeah.
like to cut that in half if I could, so that way I can list 60 a day. If I
Right.
can list 60 a day in 4 hours, I'll be making bank. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, for
So
sure. You guys need to let us know if you guys are in the chat and you do it the way that Marcus is describing the way that he's going to do it. Please let us know because I'm super curious. Like, I really want to hear feedback from you when you start doing that because that
yeah,
I
I'll definitely
definitely I
post it.
like I love efficiency. You know, when it comes to something that's very monotonous. You know what I'm saying? Like listing can be very monotonous, especially like if you're doing listings that don't require like a lot of like testing or like different things, you
Right.
know, like if you're doing clothing, like it's a lot of the same stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
just, you know,
And
flip it
that's
this
one of
way,
the things that that's one of
so
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's
no,
one of the things that aids me in being able to list faster is I pick up a lot of the same brands, I pick up a lot of the same items that either I've currently have listed or I've sold already, so I can sell similar off my current listings. So it cuts the listing
smart,
time in half. You
smart.
know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
But I can't be blessed enough to find all like items. So there are some items that are like these weird flowy shirts that I know nothing about. Like for instance, I got this Black Lucky brand. It's like a blouse. It's cotton blend. I get a message from a buyer today. She's like, "Is the dress or is the shirt clingy? Is it flowy? And is it a cotton or is it a cotton blend?" So number one, they didn't look at the description because all this information's in there except for the clingy and flowy part. I said, well, look, I'm a guy, so I don't really know if it's clingy or flowy, but I said the feel of it makes me think it would cling to you. So,
Yeah.
but I've never listed this type of item before, so I have to like try and find a comparable listing. Can't find one, so now I got to try and wing it on the fly. You know what I mean? So
Right.
there's things
Right.
like that that it slows me down. So a listing like that would take me probably 8 to 10 minutes, and that's what I don't like. I'm
Yeah.
trying to limit my listing to like 5 minutes a listing. That way I can really knock it out the park.
That's cruising, bro. That is
Yeah,
absolutely cruising.
it'd be even faster if I was dealing with like barcodes. Just
Oh
scan
yeah, no, like,
media.
do you know how much I love like being in the realm of reselling that I'm in? When I find like,
I
you
know you
know,
love it, dude.
sealed VHS, I can list
Right, so
sealed
simple.
VHS in 3 minutes. Like
So
I
you
could,
know, like I used to be an everything seller, right? So like it was gravy for me when I'd go to the bins. Like one of the items I remember finding it was a Lassie DVD series, like the
yeah,
first three seasons.
uh
And
huh,
I scanned it. It was sealed in the package and it was selling for $45. And I was like, sweet.
heck yeah,
I go home, I scan the barcode, copy the listing. This thing's live in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
sold the same night. So that's like
yep.
stupid easy money,
I
you
love,
know.
oh,
But
love listings like
at
that.
the same time, though, like I don't know if you've noticed or not, but like the bins for the media section this year isn't the same as it was last year.
Yep, yeah, for sure. You can like go back in the catalog of our videos,
Hmm.
and it is totally different. Totally,
Yeah.
they're starting to revert again though. I have
Hmm.
noticed more mixed media bins where they have CDs and games and stuff
Right.
mixed
And I remember
into
hearing
the
you say
books,
that
but
like 2 videos
we'll see.
ago.
We'll see. Yeah,
So what do you attest that to? Because I remember like the book bins were like stupid full. Like the glass was over by where that little scale is,
yeah.
where they keep the bikes and stuff.
Yep.
There
Yep.
was glass over there.
Yep.
All of that area was full of books, full of CDs, full of DVDs, and then all of a sudden it just dried up. Like, what do you think happened?
Good question, man. That's a really, really good question. I don't
Mm,
know. But I mean, I'm glad that it's going back to that.
right.
Mainly because when people see a bin
Yeah.
with that's full of CD cases and like game cases and whatever
Hmm.
like DVD cases, they just they just start getting ignorant. Like they
Right.
just hawk in and like I don't know. It's just not.
It's the same way with the kids hunting for the vintage tees, bro. So
Yeah,
don't feel
it's
bad. It's not just your section; it's every section.
yeah, man. It's
This
not. It
one
just
lady
doesn't.
told
It
my
just
girlfriend, "Get your own bin."
yeah. Like what? What are
This
you
is
saying?
not your bin.
Bro, ATL Flipper, let me get a burger, man. How do you make your burgers? I really want to
Burgers and
know. I want
whiskey.
to know.
Nice.
Ellen Michelle just said, just getting home from the thrift. How'd it go today?
Yeah. How many items did you guys pick up?
Yeah, yeah. We
I
got
haven't went thrifting today.
I
I
didn't
just
either.
listed today.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to yard sales tomorrow though. There
Yeah.
was a yard sale yesterday, and they put pictures on Facebook of what they had. Everything was $2.50 per item, but they didn't show any tags, which leads me to think that it's either all like Walmart
It
or
could
like
be. Yeah.
Target or like lower tier stuff that isn't worth me going to take my time to go grab.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is just go hit these couple yard sales up tomorrow and see what luck I can find there, man.
Yeah.
How'd you
Yeah.
do it? I seen your flea market video. How'd you feel about that trip?
Dude, it was just one of those like I'm grinding it out sort of days,
Yeah,
where it's just like I'm buying, basically $7 to $10 video games
yeah,
and I'm trying to make a buck basically.
right,
It was tough. I mean, especially because again, like we're still limiting ourselves to how much we're buying right now because
right,
we still have a considerable amount to list. And
right.
so I actually keep forgetting. This is actually kind of a sneak peek of an upcoming episode. I keep forgetting that there's stuff in my trunk of my car because I've been using Zesty's car a lot lately.
Yeah,
Because the tires on my car are all jacked up right now, and I just haven't
yeah,
bought a new set of tires. I'm like, screw it, I'll just drive Zesty's car.
right.
But yeah, I keep forgetting that there's stuff in there. So yeah,
Yeah,
gotta get
got
to
to get to
that.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
gotta get to that. What's
Yeah,
up, by the
man.
way, to Bama Pickin and Grinning? I actually
That's my
loved.
buddy, man.
Yeah, man, I loved the live that you did with him. That was
Yeah,
awesome. That was
that's my
awesome.
guy, man.
Miss Lachey, what up?
Mr. Shay,
What up?
thanks
What
for
up?
popping in.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, also, I wanted to mention really quick before we move on.
yeah.
You'll be proud of me because today I sold a pair of American Eagle jeans.
What?
Yep.
Let's
But
go.
here's the funny part about it is they're actually from my own collection of clothes,
Ain't nothing
my
wrong
own
with that.
wardrobe, because Zesty had bought me a pair of jeans, and they were like the exact same model basically of American Eagle
Mhm.
jeans that I do like. They're like the stretchy sort of like
Yeah.
skinny jeans,
Yeah.
So it's like when you
Right.
wear them, they don't feel like they're suffocating your legs, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I get it. Trust me.
But the way that they were like the wash on them had like weird
Mhm.
lines in it, and I did not like that. And so
Uh,
it
how much
basically,
did you sell it for?
I took an offer at $15 and they
That's
paid
not
shipping.
bad, dude.
No,
I mean, you're not gonna get rich selling American Eagle. Don't get me wrong. I've
no.
sold pairs for $25, but generally I get 15 as low as down to 10. So
Oh,
don't
really?
feel bad. Yeah. So like it's not gonna make you rich, but it will sell.
Yeah.
And that's one of the brands that you'll get offers for left and right. I sell American Eagle every single day.
Yeah,
So
dude, I believe that. I believe that. Like,
and it's weird because I was passing it up. I was passing it up at the
yeah,
bins for like the first almost 6 months. I was
yeah,
passing it up, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just grab this because I like American Eagle. Maybe somebody else out there likes it. And then I
yeah,
grabbed it and it started selling, and I was like, I'm buying everything American Eagle that I can find. Not everything sells though.
yeah.
American Eagle isn't one of those. It's not an unconditional buy. Um, the men's clothing sells for more money than the women's clothing does, although the women's clothing sells on a more regular basis, for me at least, than
That's
the men's
interesting.
American Eagle does.
I mean, I
Yeah,
feel like that has to be the same across the board though, because of the way that males typically treat their clothing.
yeah, we dog some clothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like my clothing, like once I've roughed it up enough, it
Mhm.
becomes grass cutting slash, working on the car
Yeah,
clothes. Like,
dude, I cut grass in Jordans like
bro, dude,
straight up.
there's some sneakerheads crying right now,
Yeah, I
bro.
know, man. Like I literally sold a pair of Jordan ones. You could see the grass stains on them, and it killed me because I sold these shoes 4 times, and every time
Wow.
I messaged the buyer and I was like, "Look, did you look at the pictures?" And they're like, "No." And then so like, who does that, right? So the one guy
Especially
was like,
especially if you're a sneakerhead.
right. Who buys anything though without looking at pictures or reading the description? Especially though if you're a sneakerhead buying some hype sneakers.
Yeah.
And so I had one guy say, can you cancel the order? I thought these were new. Did you look at the freaking picture, bro? Like the outsoles, the midsoles are all yellowed and like green from grass. And then
Oh,
like the patent leather on them was scuffed up and stuff too. Cause like literally, bro, I like ran on the treadmill, I cut the grass, I like beat
yeah.
the shoes up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And every time I messaged the buyer and I was like, did you look at the description? The last time that I sold them, the guy didn't look at the pictures or the description, but he's like, uh, I'm gonna keep them, but can you like give me back some of the money? And I was like, I'll give you a partial refund just because like these shoes are super beat. How much
Yeah.
is fair for you? And he's like $30, and I was like, that's a little steep, honestly. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, I'll do like 15. And I gave him back $15. So I ended up selling them for like I can't even remember. I'd have to look it up, but I think I sold them for like $90, which is cool because I only paid $115 for these shoes.
Yeah.
So like I dogged them out for a year and a half and then sold them for like close to retail. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
But that's still though like I'm trying to remember like the amount of times I've had a return and sold it again and had it returned again, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's ever happened over one time for me.
Well, no, it never went out because I messaged the
Oh,
buyer
okay.
like
Okay.
before I even
Okay.
wasted my time printing a label or packing it up. Like, hey, these shoes are cooked. Like, did you bother to look or read?
Yeah.
And I did that because I know that people don't look or read at none of the pictures. They
Smart.
don't read descriptions, and I do free returns. So I'm trying to minimize the
No,
amount of
that's
returns I get since I have to cover them.
you're smart. You're smart. That's yeah. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with a higher end item like that too. Like
Right.
super smart to go ahead and message them and be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, is this?" But no, have you ever had like you've obviously resold an item that you've had returned. Have you ever
Oh yeah,
had
definitely.
something
I just did that yesterday.
over two times? Like have you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So there was this it was a Wrangler, not Wrangler, it was a Levi's jean jacket. And the one person sent it back because they said it was too small. The next person sent it back because they said it was too big. And then the third person said, "Oh, well, this porridge is just right," and they kept it and left me positive feedback. So
Huh.
and then I had this pair of Talbot's jeans. I got them from the retail thrift, so I paid like $8 for these, which is kind of high for me. You
Of
know what I mean? Like
course.
I'm like used to the bins,
Of
and
course.
I sold them. The one person returned them after like lowballing me to death. I sold the jeans for $12. I had them listed for like 22. I sold them for 12. Losing money on the purchase. So I'm
Yeah.
glad I got it back, and this is before I offered free returns. So I get the jeans back. I resell them. The one person said, "I love the jeans. Just they can't or they didn't fit or they were too tight in the thighs or something like that." So then I got them back again, and then I sold them. Probably they kept selling quickly. I sold them within another 2 weeks, and then that person left positive feedback as well. So
I mean, that's all that matters at that point, right? Like,
I was just glad they
you
actually
know.
stopped last time around.
Right, right. You want to catch up on chat?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Go for it.
We got Ella Michelle says just one stop, but we got 10 items, 7 shoes, and 3 John Deere pullovers. Nice.
Dude.
One pullover is a Columbia John Deere. Didn't comp it, but it should be good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
John Deere is one of those things where especially if you get the right item, like the hats or like
Yep.
even the boots can do decent. I haven't picked any up because usually they're overpriced where I find them. But if it's
Yeah.
at the bins, it's a
Oh,
definite buy.
yeah. Like I'm not a clothing guy, but like I know to pick up anything that has the John Deere
Yeah,
name on it.
yeah,
Also,
definitely.
Miss Lachey had something for you as well.
Okay, let's
It was a
see.
couple. It was a couple up.
All right, all right,
I
all
just
right.
I just want you to read it
And it
because it's
says
it's directed at you. You know.
Marcus, what other bread and butter clothing brands have you discovered lately that are decent sellers? Okay, so for me right now, this is a locational thing. I'd assume there's certain brands that I pick up all the time that I really just don't show in my videos because number one, they're not very interesting at all. But one of the biggest ones of those brands would be Wrangler. Wrangler sells pretty much daily for me. There's certain items that you're going to sell for upwards of $20. There's certain items you're only going to sell for about $12. But it sells consistently enough for me to keep picking it up. And since we live in the middle of Missouri where there's farmers everywhere, like, we just get a lot of Wrangler here. So that would be one of the brands that I pick up all the time that I don't show in my videos. Then I get, let's see, what's another bread and butter brand that's like super plentiful for me besides Levi's.
I mean,
Uh,
we already talked about American Eagle. You know,
American
that's
Eagle, yeah, but you know, uh, I'm trying to think of something that I don't really tell people about in the videos. Um, J. Crew sells very well for me, but I think I show that when I pick
you.
it up.
Yeah, you do for sure.
Um, there's not really much. I try to keep it pretty much like on the level with you guys, on everything that I pick up. Um, Man, I'll have to get back to you on that, honestly.
You'll have to subscribe to his Patreon that he doesn't have yet.
Right, right, right. Man,
We're getting a little meta there.
mhm. No, man, but I've learned a lot of brands though over the time. I pick up a lot of Polo. Now, Polo, you would think is like it's gonna fly off the shelf, but the market is stupid saturated. It's like 90,000 Polo items listed, right? A lot of
Right.
them are like Polo, like basic collared shirts, so those don't sell fast unless you price them very competitively. And then you got like the hype Polo stuff, like the stuff with the big Polo bear. That stuff will sell as long as you don't overprice it. It'll sell fairly quick. But if you underprice it, it's going to sell immediately just because there's snipers out there just waiting to find items like that. Uh, there's things that I don't find all the time, like great vintage finds. Not really something that we find all the time in St. Louis. And if we do, it's only a piece or two. Like you might find more vintage stuff than I do, versus clothing items. It's a rarity because those guys in there are sniping that stuff down. Now, don't get me wrong, I do find good stuff. A couple weeks back, I found that drag racing tee. Then I found
Yeah.
those band tees, and then a
Yeah.
couple weeks before that, I didn't even show it, but I found a Bud Light shirt with the Budweiser man on it. Sold it for $40.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'd buy that.
yeah. Sometimes I'm surprised I don't wear half the clothes that I find, but
No, listen,
I like
honestly,
making
we
money.
like you got to talk more to Zesty about the clothing stuff cuz like I don't think she knows how good of an eye that she has. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
our antique mall booth sales, the big
I've seen
item,
some shit,
the big ticket items are 85%, 90%. Those are clothes that Zesty picked. And like
dude. The women
we'll
kill it, man, for real.
we'll look through like the daily sales and I'll be like, "Yo, what? You
Yeah,
sold this like something that I would have overlooked nine
right.
times out of 10 for like $50, $80.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's
yeah, man.
crazy.
The women have the eye, dude. Like it's definitely they're great pickers. Don't get me wrong. Like you're winning having your girl on your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
There's certain things that I didn't even know about that were valuable until my girl told me. Like you might want to look that up. And then I look it up and it's like going for $100, and I'm like, nice.
Hmm.
Like, but there's things that I had no clue about until I decided to look them up. Like Red Wing boots, right? I know they're expensive. Okay, everybody knows this. But my thing was those sneaker resellers that at our Ben's location are like rabid beasts, bro. They're
Oh my
like
God.
attacking the
We
Ben's,
can't
like
like we need like a clip of them, but
yeah,
like obviously like Marcus and I try to be low key about our filming in the bins, but
yeah.
like I wish we could show you guys because I
How
feel
crazy
like
it is.
so like if I'm like the 40th person, no, not 40th, maybe I'm the 20 to 30th person, like between
Yeah.
20 and 30 people in line. Okay. I get in, I get a cart. Okay. I'm walking to the back of the bins with my cart.
Here on your left,
And
it's like mayhem.
oh my,
Yeah,
they have a cart full already.
it's
They have a
crazy, man.
cart full
Yeah,
of shoes already.
yep.
They're like little
I don't understand
tornadoes.
it, dude. But and then there's so many of them. So like, usually what I do is like I'll circle back. So I'll get my stuff, my clothing items, and then I'll start looking for sneakers, and I'll go back through. And what I've found more often than not are really beat up boots that those guys leave behind for some weird
Yep.
reason. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And like even I picked up a pair of Red Wing Pecos boots. The front had this gigantic slash down the middle of the toe box. There was a chunk taken out of the toe box of the other one, and these shoes still sold for $40. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? Like in really bad condition.
I will say that you've given me more confidence about picking up beat up boots. Cause
Yeah,
like, yeah, I mean, sure, there's some that you can bring back to life with like a little bit of like leather restorer or
yeah,
stuff like that, but
yep,
honestly, like some of the stuff that you've showed on videos that I was just like, I
yeah. I
pass that up
never
all the
picked them
time.
up.
I pass that
Yeah,
up all the time. Like now I have
yep,
confidence to pick that stuff up. So
yep.
thank you for that.
Oh, no
Also,
problem.
I wanted to ask you, what have you showed your partner that sells that they didn't think sold? Because for
Oh,
me, to Zesty, that was
mhm,
VHS. When we first started doing this, she was like, there's no way that VHS is selling. There's
right.
no, you're dumb for picking that. She didn't say that, but
Yeah,
I'm being dramatic. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so she was a believer after we we started snapping on those VHS.
So pretty much everything, right? So like when this all started for me, I hopped on selling hype sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She wasn't into selling like anything for that high of an investment. You know what I mean? Like you got to pay $145. You know, sometimes up to $300 to
high
buy these hype
margin,
sneakers. You know
high
what I mean? She
margin.
was
Yeah,
not with it whatsoever.
yeah,
But then when I started doing the thrifting method, like going and picking up items from the thrift, she was like, "All right, I can get with this." Well,
yeah.
then when she started seeing me making some money at it, like constantly selling items, she was like, "All right, yeah, let's go." So uh, first, I got her into like looking into like just bread and butter basic pairs of sneakers. Um, but we had watched a lot of reseller YouTube together, so she was
Same,
kind of learning at the same time that I was.
same.
But when she really started seeing like jeans and stuff like that sell for me, she would start picking that type of stuff up. Because when we'd get to a yard sale or we'd get to the thrift store, we'd go in different directions. I was
Yeah,
always going immediately to the shoes. Now she's like straight beeline for the shoes. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
she knows like where the good money's at. You know what I'm saying?
for
So
sure, for
I think I
sure.
put her on the selling sneakers. She doesn't pick up as much stuff as I do, so she's not like as adamant to clean things as I am. But
Yeah,
like I'll pick up a whole boatload of shoes, and then it'll take me like a week and a half, 2 weeks to clean them all because I hate cleaning shoes.
yeah. That's fair. I mean, again, we've talked about this before. I find it a little cathartic to clean shoes. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what's up, Shell Sells?
What's up,
By the
Shells?
way, yeah. What's
Shell
up? What's
sells.
up? She
You
actually had
changed
a
your name
question.
since the other day.
Oh, what was it?
I don't remember, but I don't think it was Shell sells.
Okay, okay. Well, she had a question for you there, I believe.
uh, let's see. Marcus, thank you for the advice to call eBay about my seller limit. They upped it to 100. I told you. Now you got to do what you can do with the 100, right?
Yo, hold on. Explain the backstory to this.
So she messaged on my live chat that I did on Tuesday, right? And
Okay,
she said, new to eBay. I wish I'd have known that I only had a five item limit. I would have picked up better items.
I didn't know that.
And I was like, look, call eBay, ask them to increase your seller limit, and they will. You know
Smart.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You can do this like once a month. You can ask them to up your selling limit, and
yeah.
obviously, the better your track record is with them, the more successful orders you complete and tracking
Right.
uploaded on time and this and that feedback and all that stuff, the more they'll give you. But when you get a few months in, they start upping your levels on you without you even asking, and then you
Yeah.
got more listings than you can even get up in a month. So
Yeah, my account was from like 2014 and I had like, I don't know, 20 feedback, 15 feedback.
yeah,
But even then, like my account was still, I don't think I had that much of a crazy limit, but
yeah.
yeah, I had no idea that that was the limit for brand new eBay accounts. It was
Yeah,
five
so
items. That's
I had
wild.
I had mentioned in my live stream because I started my girlfriend's account, I started my brother's account. They all immediately had 250 listings starting out, like right out the gate. And I started and I had 5 or 10 listings, and I was like, "What? This makes
Did
no
you
sense."
but did you guys start accounts at this roughly the same time?
Yeah, we all started. I started their accounts for them after starting my account. So
Huh.
I don't know what I did for their account that I didn't do on my account, but I linked something, emails with something for PayPal and something that I didn't
Yeah.
do for that account. So what I did was I started the Dixon's Pickens eBay account, and then I had 250 listings and just abandoned ship on the other account because it was the
Gotcha.
selling limits was just getting in the way of things.
Gotcha,
Shelly
gotcha.
Black was her name the other day. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So Shell sells. That's more catchy. I like that better.
I like shell cells a lot. Actually, it just rolls. I
Miss
like.
Lachey says, Marcus, you're killing it on the boots. Thank you, my friend. I do my best. It's real competitive, though. So, what I do is I get a whole boatload of love from my twin brother works at a thrift store, right? Now, this isn't going to be an ongoing privilege that I have, but when I come there, the owner of the thrift store lets him bring out pairs for me. They mark every single one of them up, but I do get to buy them as they're coming out. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
it's fair with me because it's all brands like Doc Martens or Ariat boots, or the other day I got some Nakona boots. Things that are going to sell well, and marking up for me is like paying $8 because all the shoes are $3 at my thrift,
Oh
which is
wow.
great. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So they
Yeah.
mark them up a little bit depending on what it is. Sometimes it's just 4.95 instead of three, but that's whatever you guys got to do. as long as you let me buy them, bring them out, and I'll buy all of them. I
Yeah,
can't buy what's not
you're paying for that privilege.
right. Yeah.
You
I'm
know.
not I'm not asking, oh, bring me out 45 pairs and give me a good deal on all of them. No, I'm
Yeah.
not asking that. I'm just asking to buy as many pairs as you bring out here. You know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. What's up, Bartermania? By the
what's
way,
up,
Joe
Travis?
Dempsey.
Joe, what's going on,
What's up?
broski?
What's up?
She said, yeah, I didn't know about the five limit either. It discouraged me at first. That is way too low.
Couldn't
They
agree
just
more.
want to see that you're going to be valuable and treat their customer base well because they
Yeah.
spend millions and billions of dollars obtaining that customer, right? So if this person that they spent millions of dollars on attaining has a bad buyer experience with you, they could be more liable to never buy anything on eBay ever again from one buying experience. So they don't want to give you 100 listings right out the gate and then you screw them. You know what I mean?
No, I
So
listen. You're exactly on the money. But like five. Okay,
five, yeah,
let's maybe do 15 to 20. You know,
right.
let's not get.
I remember
I
it
feel
being
like
10 for
five is
me.
putting cuffs on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
that's
man. It is a little crazy, but
so.
I don't know. Maybe they, because like I said, I remember it being about, I think I had 10, and this was back in 2020. So I think something might have happened to make it drop down to where maybe too many buyers were having bad experiences when they started out. But
Yeah.
eBay's grown, man. So like, we just got to take the good with the bad, and just give them a call to up those limits.
No, I'm.
Me 100 items. That's like not even a week's worth of listings. So
That's
I'd be already
crucial. Like that is a crucial piece of information. So I'm
happy.
glad you were able to help somebody out with that.
Yeah, me too, man.
That's
That's what we're here
huge.
for, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you agree, Shell.
So
I'm
yeah,
glad
I
you
get it,
agree.
but I don't get how they expect you to sell enough to show what you can do with only
Ex-
five. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unless
Yeah.
you have some like really high end items or like I don't know, maybe they're thinking like you're gonna go around your house and you're gonna sell your Gen 3 iPod or
They want
something.
you to do that though.
Like
They want you to do that. You
of
can't just
course.
hop on eBay and start out selling Gucci purses and
Right.
iPhones. You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah.
You got to start out with the low dollar items at first to prove you're worthy of it.
Listen,
Then
bro.
you sprinkle an iPhone in or two, and
Right. Listen,
next
I
thing
was
you
I
know,
was tell I was selling that Charizard card. You know what I'm saying? Like that
yeah.
was
That's how Jiggly Thrift, man. He started out and he sold I can't remember what type of Pokemon card it was, but he said I had this Pokemon card. It was on the floor of my apartment. I picked it up, listed it, and 5 minutes later it sold, and I was hooked. It was
no
like totally.
way. That's a great story. I love that. But that's just because I'm a Pokemon nerd. So
Joe says I was getting monthly increases without asking when I first started, but only 10 on the first month, right? So it wasn't just me.
yeah, no, for sure.
This Lachey asked
Like
you a question though.
yeah, no, I think you were right on the whole like over time they
Yeah,
noticed that they had to bring the limit lower and lower, and now we're at 5 or 10 or whatever.
yeah,
But Miss Lachey says, do you sell used VHS or new sealed only? Both, actually.
yeah.
The used VHS market, especially in sci-fi and horror, are always great.
Yep.
If I find like a really classic, like just a classic movie. I don't know, just Happy Gilmore comes to mind. If you find Happy Gilmore in a really really nice condition, we may get $4 or $5 out of that. Again, you're not getting rich, but if you're selling a ton, which we do sell a pretty decent amount in our flea market booth, or not our flea market, antique mall booth,
Yeah.
but on eBay. I do pretty much strictly sealed VHS now. I don't deal with any used VHS on eBay because it's not worth my time to take the photos and all that, where I can just throw a sticker on it and throw it in the booth.
So I gotta roast you, right?
For what?
Guys, everyone watching, Nabiar did not know what the bodyguard was.
I didn't know.
Can
I
you
couldn't
believe he
remember.
did not know what the bodyguard
I
was?
couldn't remember. I was like Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. Like
When did they do a
this
movie?
is
I'm
this is
like,
probably a
dude,
banger. Like I was,
Eric, you did, man. That was like the biggest thing in like the 90s,
dude.
dude.
I don't know if I like maybe had watched it but don't remember, or like maybe my
Oh, you would
parents.
remember, dude.
Was it a rated R movie? Like,
I can't remember, but you know the song "And I Will Always
oh
Love You."
yeah, of course.
That's from the soundtrack of The Bodyguard.
But did she make it for that movie?
Yes,
Did she
it's
really?
yeah, dude.
What?
She
I
sang it
didn't
in
know
the
this.
movie.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my God, my whole life has changed right
Yeah, dude, I
now.
was mind blown. I was driving my car, right? And I always watch YouTube while I
Bro,
drive, which is
Marcus,
very
we got,
dangerous.
yeah, we gotta do something about this.
Right. But so yeah, man, I was definitely shocked that you did not know. Especially with you being like a nostalgia hunter from our childhood, dude. Like,
I,
what the
it could have been one of those things where like, since it was a rated R movie, my parents never got it to like
I don't know
rent
if it
or
was rated
something.
R, man, because that's how I saw it. Like, my
Well,
family grew up like they're into church and everything. So like they wouldn't let me watch nothing that was inappropriate. It was like,
yeah.
a big thing.
Well, I was gonna say,
So
like, it's not like my parents shunned us away from watching rated R movies. I just don't know if that movie was necessarily on their radar for whatever
right,
reason.
right. That
Like,
makes sense.
I feel like, you know,
Yeah, Shelly says it was rated R.
yeah, there you go.
So
So
yeah.
maybe that was it. Maybe it was just, it just wasn't on the radar. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm pretty in tune with 80s, 90s
Right,
pop
dude. That's
culture.
what I was
I was
shocked.
born in 86. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, guys, but I deserve the roast. I deserve the roast. I should have kept that VHS and watched it. I have a VCR right back there.
Yeah, I mean it's a
I could
good
have.
movie. It's a romantic movie, but
Maybe
at the
that
end
was
of the
why,
day,
because like I was into like, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers,
right,
and
right. And
you
it
know,
was like it wasn't my type of movie, but I remember like, watching music videos and Whitney Houston's and I Will
yeah,
Always Love You video
yeah.
coming on over and over and over. And then I saw the video because I remember saying something as a kid, like, how is she gonna tell some dude not to walk away from her in the song? And then my older cousin was like, you don't understand love. And I was just like, I don't. I'm like 6.
Yeah, I love my blanket. Okay,
Right. I love my Ninja Turtles
I
and my
love,
teddy bear,
yeah, I
like
love TV. Okay,
right.
and I love candy. Okay, that's all I
Exactly.
know. That's all I know.
So Derek asked, "Did I sell any of the clothes?" Yeah, man. I'm super into the profit already. Derek sent me about 20 items, um, jeans and some tops. Things that I don't know why he wasn't listing them, but he sent them to me for free. I just paid for the shipping, and I sold the Nike tennis sweatshirt. I sold the Sid Harris or whatever jeans. I think I can't remember the name of it. I'd never seen them before. Sold those for like $50. So I'm already into the profit. I've sold a couple other items out of the box already too. So definitely appreciate you hooking me up with that, man. Some of the things that you sent me, I had never even heard of. So I guess it might be like a local thing to you being in Atlanta, because you guys got some different ways of dressing down there. They're dressed with all the flashy hip hop type brands.
Right.
So yeah,
Instead of like in the Northeast where you just find Patagonia everywhere.
right.
Like,
Not too. That's not a bad thing, for
oh
people that
no,
are flipping it. But
not at
we,
all. Like, I'm a
I
little
feel
jealous.
I found like 5 Patagonia things in my whole entire life. One last week, it was a long sleeve Patagonia shirt. One 2 weeks before that, the short sleeve Patagonia shirt, and then two Patagonia fleeces, women's fleeces, at the same time in a Goodwill down here. And then last yard sale season, it was towards the end of the yard sale season. I found a Patagonia Cinchilla snap with like the tribal colorway on it. I sold it for like
Ooh,
$100.
ooh,
That was a great flip.
yeah, those are
Had somebody trying to
spicy.
lowball me on it, talking about some. I'll pay $15 for it. I'm not giving you more for anything you found at the Goodwill bins. I was like, first of all, I got it at a yard sale, so there.
And second of all, what if it was
Second of all,
mine? How do you
yeah,
know I thrifted it?
right, So, but I don't care. I'm like,
No,
yeah, I
that's
got it at a yard sale, and I paid $10 for it. So what?
yeah, right. Right. No, that's interesting that you say though. You said tomorrow. Do they do like the Friday evening
So
sort of
they do.
yard sales
They
around
do
you?
around me. They do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday down here,
Really?
right? And then
I'm coming
so
down there.
right now they do Wednesday. They did one from 4 to 8 today, but I didn't go to it because I had to get to the gym, dude. Like I
Had to
needed
get
to.
swole.
Yeah. So and then so tomorrow morning I'm gonna probably get up and get out about 6:30. And there's yard sales all weekend long. I'm gonna just try to get what I can there.
Yo,
There,
ATL
Sam
flippers, that's a beautiful
support you.
thing.
Yeah, right
I
on.
love that. I love that. I love a
Yeah,
good
he's
I love a good wholesome, Thing
He's
like that.
definitely man a solid. He's a solid dude. For real. Him and his wife are great people. He's been since I met him. I think I met him around May of last year. He's definitely been like one of the people that I have his phone number in my phone. So like, whenever I need to, advice or anything like that, or even when he sees something that I could probably improve, he hits me up like the thumbnails and just even the editing of my videos. I attest a lot of that to him, just giving me great solid advice. It's helped my channel grow. So
Yeah,
he
bro.
knows what he's doing, man.
What are you at right now? 900 something?
No, I'm not at 900 yet. Let's see. I think I'm at 883.
Okay. Any person that's here that doesn't know Marcus here, go follow Dixon's Pickens
I am
and help that
883.
help him get to that 900.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And I appreciate any support, but let's just keep it real. If you're not going to watch the content, you don't have to subscribe. It's not a must. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna subscribe and watch a video once a month, hey, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
If
I
you even just check the video long enough to leave a thumbs up, I don't care. Interaction is interaction.
exactly, exactly. Looks like you got another question from Miss Lachey over there.
All right, let's see. Hold on, I gotta leave this video a thumbs up. All right, now we're up to 5. Uh, how's it going with the kid shoes you picked up? Worth picking up more? Yeah, I actually sold a pair of kid shoes today. They were big enough to be women's shoes, but I sold them their Air Forces. Sold them for $40. So I'll
Hmm.
continue to pick them up as long as they're worth it. I did pick up a couple of Ariat boots. They were kid size. One was a 12Y and the other one was a 3. The 3 was totally coated in mud, dude. Like I had to like legit soak them in the bathtub. But they're as long as they sell fairly fast, which some sneakers will sell quicker in kid sizes than they will in adult sizes because kids are rough on shoes and they grow so fast.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've implemented it into my picking, especially kids Crocs. Those things fly off the shelf.
That I can see. That I can see. Also, sold my first pair of Crocs thanks to you as well.
Yeah, I
I
see that in the
you put
video
you
when you
put
pick them
me
up.
you put me on the Crocs and they sold
Yeah,
the other
man.
day. So like and the best part about Crocs, they go first class.
Yeah. Yep.
Love that. I
I'm
love
gonna
that.
be a polymer man, and yeah, you can't damage them. I mean, it's like almost
Well,
undamageable.
I did still bubble wrap them.
I'll bubble wrap them too,
Yeah. But
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 still.
yeah, bubble wrap, little extra tape right in the
Mhm.
poly, send it on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I don't know if you guys seen. It was the video where I found the the Rasta dunks. I picked
Yeah.
up a white pair of Crocs, and they were like pretty worn, like
I remember
to
that.
where like the bottom was like real paper thin almost. It was real super sus, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get a return over these. So I did. I listed them correctly. I put all of the flaws in the description. Sold them once. Messaged the buyer and was like, hey, did you read the description? Did you look at the pictures? They're like, I'd like to cancel. So the next time they sold, obviously I did the same thing, and the person was like, "No, I didn't look at the pictures, but I'm sure it'll be okay." I said, "Well, look, I offer free 60-day returns. When they get there, if you're not satisfied, send them back anytime within the next 60 days. Happy to accept your return." And so she got them, and there was like, "Oh, thanks so much. They're in great condition." And I was like, "Great condition." Like you got probably like 2 weeks of walking on these things before your big toe falls out the bottom. But hey, whatever. They were happy with it,
Yo,
man.
was it a fan of the channel maybe? I don't know.
I
Like,
don't know, maybe. I've sold a pair of sneakers to so when you and I went and when I first crashed the car that day that we thrifted together,
yeah.
those Hokas I picked up,
Yeah, yeah.
I sold them to a viewer of the channel, man, to support me getting a new car.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that. That
man,
was
that was
so
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
heck yeah. Heck yeah.
yeah, man.
I
That's a
uh
good.
I took a local offer on that microphone, by the way. Remember that like
Yeah,
$200
yeah.
plus microphone that I found in that wire pile? Yeah, I
Mhm.
ended up so I was like, I need some vacation money. I want to see what I can get locally. So I took it to a music store and they were like
Okay.
scrolling through the computer, they were like looking it up. Like the kid was younger for sure, and he was just like, huh, hmm. And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I thought the same thing, buddy. And he was like, no kidding. Like this thing, yeah. So like they ended up giving me $100 cash, like out the door. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then like I had some other little like pedal switcher device, like some little small thing. Also from the bins, they gave me like another $30 for that. I was just like,
Awesome.
yeah, quick,
Yeah,
easy money, you know. So
can't
yeah,
complain about that, man.
no, not at all, not
No
at all.
fees,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Uh,
Now
that's
listen, I won't lie. I was sweating a little bit whenever they did test the microphone, because I was like, yeah, I haven't personally tested it, even though
yeah,
I had the ability to, but I was just like, you know what, whatever. Like I'm just gonna I was short on time, you know,
yeah.
and yeah, tested out great, you know. So it
Nice.
worked out good. It worked out good.
So Joe says 60-day returns. He's like, it's totally mind blown. Yeah, bro. 60-day returns, because in my experience so far, everyone returns everything they get immediately. No one's ever waited until, except for one person, bought a can of potting, like the pots that potting, you put flowers in the clay pots. It
Yeah.
was like sealer for a pot. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And they bought it from me, and like after 30 days, it was like 56 days, and this is when I only offered 30-day returns. And I'm like, I went to go use this can, and I sprayed, and then it sprayed for like 2 seconds, and then was empty. And I was like,
Dang.
what? But it was a $5 purchase. I was like, I only offer 30-day returns, but I'll give you back your money anyway, because I bought that thing at a yard sale for like $1, and I don't even know if there was anything in it. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
this, when I had first started reselling, like I didn't know anything about none of that stuff. I was just buying stuff and listing it. So
Yeah.
gave her a refund. But now, like, I offer free 60-day returns to get a higher placement, and in the listing with the algorithm, they like that.
That's smart.
Anything, like anybody that offers free shipping is going to be higher than me. You know what I mean? So like, there's just certain things that I do to get a higher placement in the algorithm, and offering free 60-day returns is one of those. Plus, it helps you with negative feedback protection. So
Right.
if and it doesn't have to be 60 days, it can be 30 days, but like I said, no one's ever tried to return anything on day 59. You know what I mean? Like usually it's an immediate thing. They get the item, they try it on, it doesn't fit, they open a return request. It's like usually the same day. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So what's it to offer 60-day returns?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might as well.
It sounds better.
It does sound like, and then this is the thing that I found too, since people have like this extremely large grace period, 60 days to return it. All right, cool. I'll get to it, sit it up here in this pile. Then they forget about it. A week goes by,
Yeah.
2 weeks go by. Then it loses importance to them. You know what I mean? So by the time 60 days rolls around, they've forgotten all about it. And then they just forget to return it, you know?
That's true. But yeah, I
So,
mean, they could still
oh, that's
technically
right. I
return it,
sold
but
something. What did I sell? I sold a pair of Cabela's pants. Nice. Cabela's utility pants.
Cabela's utility pants. I don't know how I feel about the brand Cabela's. Do you do pretty well with them?
It's something I don't pick up very often.
Yeah.
It's because we it's not special to us. There's Cabela's in St. Louis,
Exactly.
but it's a lower tier item. But I
Yeah.
I pick it up from time to time if it's like the style of what's selling, and these pants happen to look like Dickies and Carhartts do, so I grab them.
Ah, okay, that makes perfect sense. I mean,
Yeah.
because I was
No,
thinking,
it's not an unconditional buy. I'm not buying everything.
yeah, yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of like they were more tactical, like, you know, if you're into firearms, sort of
No,
thing.
yeah, yeah. No, this was just like basic carpenter type Cabela pants.
Gotcha,
Now I
gotcha.
do have some Cabela's new with tags that are like 7 pocket pants or whatever, but even though they're new with tags, they still haven't gotten very much action. So it's not like
Mm.
Cabela's is an unconditional buy. However, I did find an Aztec print button up shirt at the bins. I got it listed for like $40 because that's what the most recent sold was going for, was $40. And when I found the shirt, that sold was 3 days before that day. So uh,
Okay.
it was also, not as warm as it is now. So it
Yeah.
might sit for a minute, but I know long sleeve stuff and like jackets and coats and things sell all year round. It just slows down. You know what I mean?
Of
So
course.
I'm not. I haven't given up on it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Eric says, "What are some of y'all's eBay goals?" Well, I'll let you go first. What's up, Jimmy? Thanks for showing up, Dark County Picker.
Mine is super basic. um, hit 400 items.
That's good, man.
That's exactly
'Cause
where I'm
when
at.
do
Like,
you want to hit 400 items by?
that's a good question. Soon.
Because you could do this very soon with the amount of inventory you have.
Oh no, exactly. That would be easy peasy, easy
Yeah.
peasy. But I don't know. Yeah, good question. But 400,
Let's
400's the short term goal. I mean, obviously 1,000 would be the long term, but
Okay.
I mean that's if I do another, like, basically the way that I want to set this up for myself is
Yeah.
whenever I make content, I want to be listing very shortly after what I pick
Right.
in that episode, and then that way I can stay on top of my death pile.
Well, see,
Uh,
and that happens with me, and that's why some of the videos I pop sold comps on the screen of items that I sourced because I'm listing it immediately. You know what I
right.
mean? So by the time I even get around to making the video, 2 or 3 days later, stuff's already sold.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and that's kind of like where I'll denote between the two. Like, I'll say this is our actual sold comp, or this is an example sold comp.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're getting
yeah.
very meta here, but yeah, like that's the goal though. Is so like the next time that I go on like a 30-day content spree
Hmm.
where I'm posting videos, making videos for every single day of the month, like
Yeah.
I want to be able to keep on top of that instead of like banging out 30 videos and then I have all of this
All this
inventory just
inventory.
just leaning over my shoulder and
Yeah.
like breathing hot air on me.
Right, staring at you like a tornado about to tear you
Yeah.
apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my eBay goals, I put out a video about this at the beginning of the year. Is to get to 5,000 active listings,
Woo.
or I think it was 3,000 active listings by
Okay,
the end of the
that's
year.
I
That's
was
more
gonna say
attainable.
5 sounded high, man.
And I was
That's
only at like 700 listings when I made this goal. Now I'm at 1,700. So
that's
I
wild.
might be able to attain that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just do the calculations real quick.
Really quick, what is your sold versus active right now? What's the ratio? You don't have to say numbers, but what's the
I'll
ratio?
say numbers. I'm totally open with eBay, man. Like I want everybody to know everything. So right now I
Like
am
on your 90-day.
active. I've got 1,745. Sold. I've got 1,078, and my 90-day total is $28,387.
Okay, I was just curious because I feel like my active and sold are very close to each other, but there's a
Right?
myriad of like things that would make that, like be a closer ratio or a farther away ratio.
Of course.
There's a ton of things, but I was just curious. I was just
Well,
curious.
so like, and it's going as high as 10, like 99, almost to 1,100.
Yeah,
But like then the listings slow down. Like sometimes I'll sell like 25 items in a day. Sometimes I only sell 10. So then
right.
like the listings fall off, or like the
Right.
90-day total has gotten close to 29,000, but it just hasn't breached that mark yet because then the
Exactly.
listings start falling off, and
Right. Well,
I'm
cuz
kind of
it's like
stuck in
well, because it's like
limbo.
it's like if you list 20 a day and you're selling 25 in one day,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like
You're
it's
negative. Yep,
yeah,
definitely.
exactly, exactly.
So yeah, man. Monetary though, I do have a goal in mind. I want to gross $100,000 this year.
And you're on
Uh,
pace to do that.
I'm on pace to do that. Yeah. I made 27,000 in quarter one.
Heck yeah.
Um, I'm on pace to do that again. I don't know if it'll be 27. I don't know if it'll be less. I don't know if it'll be more for quarter two, but I'm definitely grinding to try to make it as profitable as I can because I know Q3 is going to suck for a lot of people just because summer slowdown, is just, it's a thing.
Yeah.
But Q4, I'm trying to knock it out of the park, man. So really, what I'm trying to do right now is just grow my store and bulk my store up as much as possible. Just sold a Vineyard Vines polo shirt. Let's go, 25.97. Uh,
Is that a golf course?
it's Vineyard Vines is like a brand that they wear in warmer climates. So like in
Oh,
the
okay.
southeast or southwest, I mean, it's preppy. I would
Okay.
I would say I use that word in my keywords,
Yeah.
preppy or golf or something like that.
Yeah.
It's for people like our age and up. You're not going to catch any young guys wearing it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I want to do 100,000 so I can, because last year total I did, I think, 63K gross part time,
That's
right?
awesome.
So if I was just playing around with it, listing 10 items a day, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and made 63K gross, I'm
Right.
trying to see how much the net is afterwards. You know what
Well,
I
of
mean?
course, of
Because I
course.
want to know how much it's going to take me to make $100,000 profit a year.
Right.
I
Right.
don't want to just gross $100,000. I
Right.
want to get to where I'm making 100,000 a year. I want to be like a professional like a doctor or a lawyer just
Yeah.
on a reseller salary. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I'm well, and again, there are other factors that will make the net, go up or
Right.
down, but you can get a pretty good idea of what's going to put you at, you know,
Especially niching down like I've done. So like I'm not shipping out 30 $40 VCR combos and
yeah,
big things like that anymore. So generally what I'm shipping out is either going first class or in a flat rate envelope.
right.
So I've got a wrap on what it's going to cost me to sell items to where I do flat rate shipping on things. Um, Now I'm just trying to figure out how many items I need to sell a day to make how much money I want to make in a year. You
In
know what I
your
mean?
category.
In my
In
category,
your,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I
No,
mean, if I
yeah.
was selling, $100 items, I get there a lot quicker. But I'm selling a lot of sporadic things. Like I picked up a denim supply Ralph Lauren button-up shirt in my last video. It was like bleached acid wash kind of
Oh,
looking.
yeah,
I
yeah.
sold it immediately as soon as I listed it. I listed it for $40. Someone sent me an offer for $30 like 5 minutes later, and I sold it. Like, why not?
Bro, the acid wash stuff
Yeah.
is coming back, man. It's
It
it's
is
it's
Denim and Supply. It's by Ralph Lauren. It's a great brand. It's lower tier Polo Ralph Lauren. It's not even Polo. It's Denim and Supply. But I've sold
yeah.
jeans from them for $40, shirt for $30.
Well, here's
So
here's like the thing that messes me up about the whole entire universe for polo is how many different subsects
yes,
of
yes,
polo there is. So like obviously there's probably some subsects that are worth basically nothing, right? Like
yeah, like Chaps.
yeah,
No,
chaps. Yeah,
Chaps is only worth something in Australia.
that's like that's a Kohl's brand, like
Yeah. Then you got Polo Sport,
right, polo
which
sport.
was not even Polo. Period. Polo leased
Ex-
out
yeah.
their likely list to
Yeah.
another company, and then Ralph Lauren, the company, didn't like what Polo Sport was doing, so they took away their rights again, and Polo Sport is no more.
Right.
So, like, if you do find Polo Sport out in the wild, if it's legit, authentic, it's going to be vintage.
Oh yeah,
Most likely,
bro.
it'll be worth something.
Oh yeah.
But then there's Polo Country Club, which is super hard to find. I've
I've
only found
never
one piece of it in my entire. I found it at the bins, just
that's wild.
sitting right on top of the bins, like unfolded, like spread out.
That's
Like someone
wild.
looked at this and then still left it behind. So they
Wow.
obviously didn't know what they had. Picked it up, got a
Wow.
list for $40 right now, and it's got holes in the armpits.
That
So
that's
there's just certain things,
crazy,
man.
bro.
Polo is just one of those brands, man. Like you can get lost in translation. You can make a
Oh
full
yeah.
time living on Polo alone.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Shell said you're glad to have gotten rid of that one booth. Listen, it's a very bittersweet thing. It really is
I can
because
imagine.
in one aspect, it was nice to have a spot where Zesty could curate her like vintage clothing and Tupperware and Corningware and all like I don't want to say female things, but female related things. Like that's what it was. And then like I had more of like the dorky, nerdy, like toy, like kitty side sort of thing. And then like there was just no way that we could keep enough product in that secondary booth to make it
Even
worthwhile.
with sourcing daily at the bins, you couldn't keep it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just tough,
Yeah,
you run across a lot of stuff that would have been great for the booth, but it had a chip or it was
right.
missing an accessory or it was, needed substantial cleaning or testing or
Right.
what have you. So it
But I'm sure it was a great learning experience too,
oh,
though.
exactly. That's why I say it's like it's sort of bittersweet because I mean, yeah, I see the ways that we can improve on that and like we also learned what was selling really well for us when we had a completely mixed booth and that
Right.
was VHS and games. And those are the two things that like we've highlighted now in one booth and so like they've been flying off the shelves. So,
And that's one of the advantages you have. You know what I mean? You do have an outlet for lower tier items.
yeah,
You find these items and then like either they're not eBayable or they're just you put them on eBay and then they don't sell or something. So you have an
exactly.
outlet to get rid of things.
Yeah, because
So
how many $5 to $6 video games are on eBay? Like it,
right,
and then after fees and shipping, you're just
it's a loss.
yeah, it's
Unless you're
it's
doing volume, it's not worth it.
exactly. Like I know some resellers that only do media and like yeah, sure, like you'll have like, a crazy eBay store with like 2,000 items,
Right.
but like you're making only like $3 a pop
Right.
off of like a used DVD. So like, but again, like when you're turning and burning that much, I mean, it works. It works for you.
That's
You
why
know.
some of the largest stores on eBay are media stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 50, 60,000 item stores, and they're selling like 1,000 items a day,
Yep.
because it's so cheap and, they just got an abundance of it.
Exactly. Exactly. When you can, I mean, even if you were to source strictly from the bins, like
Mhm.
you could still make money. You'd have to burn
Right.
and turn a lot if you were
Yeah.
only sourcing from there. But when you're buying, a truckload worth of
Yeah.
used DVDs or
Yeah.
whatever, like,
I know this guy,
you
he
know,
sells, he picks up gaylords of mixed media. So it's like, I think it's CDs and DVDs,
yeah,
and he's paying $100 for a whole Gaylord.
that's
So it's like
crazy.
literally pennies for each item.
Literal pennies, bro.
Yeah, so he's got no
Wow.
issue turning and burning it, man.
Dude, listen, if Goodwill were to approach me tomorrow and be like, "We'll fucking sell you $100 Gaylord,"
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm in
yeah,
all day
yeah,
of
definitely,
media.
man. But they told me they only could sell me a semi truckload, so I'm like, all right,
Listen,
well,
I'm still serious about that. We'll find a spot to put
we'll
it.
find a
We'll
place to
find
put it.
someone. If anyone's listening right now in chat that can drive a semi, let us
Yeah,
know because
let us
I'm
know because we
serious.
got a truckload to pick up.
That'd be a lot of content and a lot of reselling. So,
Right.
Hillary, you're fine. Thanks for
Yeah,
showing
thanks
up.
for showing up, Hillary.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
listen.
Better late than never. Women's denim clothing is selling hot right now. I have had a tremendous amount of success with chambray anything. Uh, for those of you that don't know what chambray is, which I'm sure a lot of you do, it's like denim. It appears to be like denim, but it feels a bit different. It just looks like denim. So it's more thin, it's more breathable, it's more airy. It's a more lightweight type of material. And sometimes it'll say chambray like on the label, but other times you'll just have to figure it out that that's what it is, and it sells pretty hot right now, especially in the women's category. So yeah,
I've never heard of it, but now I know. I've
yeah,
just always noticed like the color blocking thing, like as
yeah,
of late, like color block jeans are huge money. Like if you know
yeah.
how to sew and take apart jeans and put them back together, like you're making money. You're
I
doing
just
okay.
found some. It's called PRPs. They're
Okay.
it's like hip hop artists used to wear them like back in like 2005, 2006.
Okay.
I found these at the bins the other day. I got there late, probably like 45 minutes late because I couldn't find an order in the morning, so I didn't get on the highway to get to St. Louis until like 9 o'clock. So I was
Dang.
already off to a rough start. But I get there and I find these PRPs and they're stained up, like super stained. And I was like, well, that's why they left them. Man, I threw some shout on them deals and threw them in the washing machine, and they bounced back out looking all crispy and clean, man. So I look up the console and dude, they're going for like $140, and I'm like, let's go, baby.
Hey.
So
I love when that type of stuff happens.
I
I really
already knew
do.
that they could sell for a decent dollar amount, but I didn't, I've never found them before, so I
Yeah.
was pretty happy to find them because that made the whole day worth it. Speaking of guys, anyone that did see my video where I picked up those couple pairs of Doc Martens and um, what else did I find? I found the super beat up pair of Doc Martens. I found the women's Doc Martens and those Sperry boots. And I said that the Doc Martens would pay for everything that I got. The
Yeah.
Doc Martens sold that day as I was walking into the bins for $95. So Monday they sold for $95 on Monday. So everything that you guys seen from that video, all 90 something pieces or whatever pieces, however many pieces I picked up is all profit now. So
That's
that's what it's
wild.
all about, dude, for real. Find
Absolutely.
one item that's just going to pay for everything, so like the rest of your inventory is free.
I got to tell you something. Every time we talk, even if it's not just the podcast, like I want to go find clothes. You make me want to go find clothes.
But dude, I feel the same way though when I'm like watching your videos and I see you pick up all this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, that's so tiny. It would fit in the smallest box. Like it would be so quick and easy to ship. It
Yeah.
looks easy to list. And like, cause I've been there, I've listed all that stuff before, and
Yeah.
hard goods are quicker to list than clothing are. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I just
depending, but
buy
yeah.
clothing because I can get more of it and I can store more of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you have a
Uh,
very efficient setup for listing it too.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So that's the only reason. But dude, every time I watch your video, I'm like, man, maybe I could just list 5 or 10 hard goods a day. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, no, just stick to the course, man. So it's an equal thing, bro. I feel it just like you feel it, man.
That's
So
why I'm super excited to have this little challenge that me, you, and a rural
yeah,
squirrel are
it's
doing.
gonna be nice.
Kristen.
She's gonna blow us out of the
So
water, dude.
I
For
feel like
real.
she is, bro. So I don't
She's
know.
a
We're gonna
beast.
see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I find a Pokemon game complete in box that's like
Oh yeah, let's
$200.
go. And so for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, me, Nabiar, and Kristen from Aurora Squirrel are going to be meeting up at the Benz in St. Louis on the 13th to do a thrift challenge to find out who can find the most profitable item in an hour time. And I think we have like a $10 spend limit. So it's going to be
Yes.
great to see three resellers in the same Goodwill bins. Finding different stuff because I think we all source different stuff. She likes shoes and clothing as much as hard goods as well. So, but like she's a beast, man. It's going to be interesting.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
definitely. So you're going to have to tune into all three of our channels to catch a
Yeah.
POV, all three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
If there is a way that could be done, if there was a way for it to be done live, I think I want to finally.
You can live stream from YouTube, right?
Well, I think I'm going to build an IRL backpack that's like geared towards live
Mhm.
streaming and use it to film thrift content. But
Right.
that's a project for another time. But
Okay.
we're also over time as well.
Yeah.
Elizabeth said, "I love the thrill of searching for clothes, but I hate listing clothes." That's a
I used to be
conundrum.
that way. I used to be that way, but I came to the realization that I just got to take my emotions out of it and just get it listed because it ain't selling if it ain't listed.
Exactly. Yep. That's the way.
Right?
That's the way it
Pretty
goes.
much.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Well, anything you want to add before we go?
And not much. Just tune in to my channel at 7 in the morning. I will be dropping a video and have a good weekend, guys. Hope you guys find a lot of good stuff.
Yes. And tomorrow night, I just want to add, if you like the live stuff. Speaking of live stuff, I am doing a more chill video game stream. I believe. I think we're gonna do video games tomorrow night on the channel. Come hang out.
Okay.
We can talk reselling, nerd stuff, whatever. Blah blah
Nice.
blah. All
What
that good stuff.
time?
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you
Well,
next
you
week.
guys say what time? What time's your live
Oh
tomorrow?
yeah. I haven't really planned a time. Just
Oh, okay.
check
It'll
the
be sporadic.
you'll see the post. You'll see the
Gotcha.
post on Instagram
All
or
right.
on the YouTube. But yeah,
Gotcha.
so but yeah, guys, be sure to tune in. Next Thursday we'll be on Marcus's channel, Dixon's
Yes,
Pickins.
sir.
Go sub it to him if you have not already. And
Yes.
catch us for episode 4 next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. CST. Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
Peace, guys.
Enjoy your night.